we have Clubhouse coming up right now. Mythic eSports versus Velocity eSports is underway. And we see our steady, fantastic 5 coming out from Mythic. Nothing new or too surprising from them. But we do have, again, the standard stuff from Velocity. Doc and Rook mixed in with that. Smoke, Jaeger and Bandit there, all to be seen. And what a surprise, we're starting off in the basement.
Nothing crazy new there. With neither the operator setups.
So, how do we go about setting up your defenses? Show me the ways of Velocity, Mr. Jamjar. Lead me. We are getting a lot more ACOGs today from North America than we did from EU PC, and definitely a lot more than we did on the consoles, but I think that's surprising.
The console's not surprising, obviously, but I was very surprised how few people were running ACOGs in the UPC. That was that one definitely caught me off guard.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to talk to both players and seeing their reasoning behind it now.
For sure.
Coming from a Counter-Strike background, coming from a Call of Duty 4 background in the old school days, I'm used to the EU players being that little bit step ahead of North Americans. Not necessarily in actual play, but at the very least in the theory crafting and in some of the mathematics and the thought process behind the game.
Right.
Maybe not in execution, but it's there. So I would really want to hear why they're using less and the NA players are using more, and see if that aligns, and if Rainbow Six we're following that same path, or if, as I know a lot of people are expecting, North America guys are actually taking the lead in this department.
Right, it could definitely go either way. I know personally, the only reason that I prefer the ACOG is to see better. And if, I don't know if they made some I&I changes that make it a little bit easier to see into the shadows, or if it's something that has given an edge that way, but I know that if I could acquire targets easier and see them in the darker places or the dark to light and vice versa, I would probably run a 1x more personally.
How much time have you put into playing with your graphics settings, your lighting settings, and your monitor settings to make that happen?
A pretty decent amount for a while, because at the beginning I was very, very frustrated, and I felt like people could consistently see me better than I could see them, and I honestly typically do run the game now with a lot of the what is it, HBAO plus and all that.
Yeah,
it's
those are
just
weird
off.
numbers and stuff.
It's just off. And I find that I can definitely see a little better. It makes the game not look nearly as pretty, but it does let me see a lot better. And of course, the ACOG was just something I started with the SMG-11 and then said, wow, this is kind of nice on everything.
So we have first killer round opening out.
C4.
Smoke. C4's. Sorry, it wasn't Smoke. It was a Bandit. C4ing up through the kitchen floor to blow up Thermite while he's trying to take out that trapdoor. We saw it happen yesterday, or no, yesterday, Monday, and we see it to great effect here again here for Velocity. So that's our first kill of the round, but it took a minute and a half for that to happen. Ultimately, Mythic are having a really, really slow push into a bomb site, which has all 5 members of Velocity still sitting on it. No roamers at all.
And with Thermite down is going to be an extremely difficult push now.
Yeah, that trapdoor that Bandit just saved
Make or break.
Game-changing on this map. So very, very important for them.
Especially on a team setup with no roamers.
Yeah, bang.
Because they basically look at 2 spots now and they're good.
Lamel executes, and Sledge will pick up another kill, but there's immediately a hit to win it again. And it's a trade back and forth. So now Ash and Thatcher, the last 2 left to go with. Lamel is really, really low, but he's looking for another kill as Jinjin drops down onto Jamjar. Picks up 1 and 2 kills as Mystical answers on Lamel, and it's back to a 2-on-2. Dardy does get the kill onto G&G though. Back to 2v1 with 15 seconds left to go, but no diffuser in Mystical's hands. He's got to go and get it, and that means running past Dardy's crosshairs. Dardy can't land the first shots, can't land the second shots, and with 4 seconds, Mystical has to get 2 kills. Can't do it, he's running around in circles. And that will be a rather anticlimactic end to round number 1.
I think they really wanted the Thermite opening. When they lost him, it was over.
Yeah.
They did not have a plan B right there.
They did good trading the kills back and forth.
I was very surprised that it went down to 2 versus 1.
Yeah,
I thought it was kind of going to be a 5-0 right there.
I thought that was going to be a slaughter when those first couple of kills opened up. But they did get the numbers down. They did close the gap, but ultimately couldn't make it stick. And a good job from Velocity staying hidden, staying alive, and keeping themselves out of harm's way in those final dying seconds of the round. The amount of times you see defending players seeing the timer tick down, getting impatient and thinking, oh, I gotta kill him, gotta kill him. No, you're defending. You win if the clock is zero. You stay alive.
It's a good thing.
But they do a good job of doing exactly that. So now it's their turn to switch it up and attack the basement. Velocity here with a nice little drone spot from BC. Mythical setting up that one man though. Interesting enough, they are playing two of our most different defenders of the evening. In Pulse and in Mute.
Oh, a Mute. I personally have not seen Mute come out in NA competitive for a long time.
Why do you think that is?
I couldn't tell you. Why did he go away or why did he come out?
Both, if you've got theories on both.
I mean, I feel like he went away as people... I mean, as soon as you learn how to jump the little Mute box, then he becomes pretty irrelevant pretty fast. The MP5K is pretty good, but I don't think it's better or worse really than the MP5, which is a fantastic gun.
You see what he's doing right now?
Opening up some kill holes.
Yeah, into the two trapdoors in bar and in kitchen. And he's put a Mute jammer right at the top of the stairs so the drones can't come up behind him and see him. Lamel, holy wow. Lamel, what are you doing? Picking up two very early kills on players that are already inside this bomb site, or rather he's already inside that bomb site. Very aggressive play. BC picks up young MTC. Canadian answers on BC though, as our defenders are pushed right back and out off their sites. Darty now inside. Jamjar also in that tunnel. We finally saw it opening. We couldn't quite get too many kills from it, but he is being a nuisance. Pulse now has to find two. Mute has been brought downstairs from what was a particularly nice spot. These shots are coming through, but they're hitting the wall. Lamel gets a knife on Mythical as he's coming down those stairs. Jamjar pushes in, and that was easy work from Velocity. Honestly, didn't even break a sweat. Lamel tearing open the defending team with two very early kills. It was too distracted by Mutes, what looked to be a beautiful setup.
It was a very cool idea to kind of lock yourself into upstairs and be pretty well protected, but I guess our eyes should have been elsewhere there.
Yeah.
But way to go, Mute. Thanks for nothing. But interesting idea, definitely, and a very different use of Mute from the original meta, I guess you could say.
And to be fair, even in that happened, he didn't reveal so much about his plan. So if they go again, they could still use it. It could still work. If the rest of the team just doesn't go ahead and die again.
Get cut apart by Ash really fast.
Yeah. Oh, double jump from Jaeger. Jamdar now back in as they are defending the cash room, which is again not a room I expected to see, and not a room we have seen at all in any of our previous games yet, which is why I didn't expect so. We thought the bar would be the next defense option.
But depending on, now did they opened up the garage? I missed that, I think.
They opened up the
third person maybe?
Yeah, so here we go. They've opened up the entrance at the top of these stairs.
Okay.
Through into A, and they've opened up this
garage.
entrance
Okay,
into
they
the garage.
did, yeah.
So they have opened up a lot of mobility for themselves here at Velocity, which is a key thing on these bomb sites.
Exactly. I think these bomb sites can be played well, but it requires a lot of opening walls, not so much reinforcing them.
Yeah, it is such a small, tight space a lot of the time that it's very easy for the attackers to use their mobility on these roofs outside and slaughter people inside without too much to do about it. But as you said, opening up these walls, a lot more space for Velocity to move around and a lot more angles for them to cover into the bomb sites without
having
being trapped
that wall into garage lets you play B safely from that drop down, which that drop down ultimately makes B impossible to defend.
So
however,
Jin is going to break this roof hole, which is another key point of these bomb sites. You cannot reinforce that. So it is a free opening, and we've seen the power of open the top drop downs from previous attacking teams. Let's have a look at Canadian then. He breaks the top wall, looks straight into the garage through that convenient hole Velocity made for him, but can't land the frack.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Bombs, or thermite charges are trying to be denied thanks to the batteries coming out. Frag grenades coming in over the top of it. Will they kill the batteries? Doesn't look like they can. Oh, they did. Mind, and he's not there in time to plant the battery again. Backs away. 1 minute 45 then, and we do have an opening into the bomb site from Mythic. Can Velocity hold? Lamel again opens up the kills for us with the first one. This time onto Demi. and then he backs straight away, gets out safely. That's the key thing about being a roamer. Doesn't matter if you get the kill and die straight away. It's a little bit helpful, but it's so much more impactful if you can get the kill and stay alive.
Right. 'Cause I feel like the roamer gets more out of the time wasted than he does trades or kills.
Yeah, and if you can get out and get away alive without the enemy team seeing you run away, it's even better, because then they're so much more paranoid.
Right.
This drone just went absolutely AWOL. We're having great games so far today on the bug front. And again, Velocity doing a good job being passive, staying hidden, not revealing themselves to these very, very easily peaked spots from the Mythic attacking team. They really have put a lot of thought into this bomb site. And this wasn't even their pick. Velocity must have been laughing when they saw this picked by Mythic, because they are having a great time defending this. Like, this is not
I mean,
a
Jam Jar's
convenient
down there
and normal
dancing.
way. Yeah.
He's breakdancing down there. He's having a great time.
This is not a convenient, normal way to defend this bomb site. You don't get this from matchmaking. Like, these guys have put some time, effort, and thought into defending this site.
Right. This could have easily been their pick, it seems.
Yeah.
Just as much as it was.
Gingy now pushing into the A site though with Young as support. As we said, all of this, the last few seconds fell apart for Velocity. They did stay still, they did stay in their spots, but it gave nothing but information for MTC.
Wow.
And they picked them apart as we hit the 15-second point.
And once again, that caster's curse, I feel like.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
they looked,
So.
I think they ultimately were getting a little bored there and weren't. I mean, Jam looked like he actually was breakdancing a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit. Key point,
Jam
staying
Jar,
alive
I'm
that
sorry.
little bit too, it's not just me, a little bit too long. All the spots were locked down and they could make that push in and pre-fire and get those kills with ease.
Right.
So, they do get themselves on the board. Mythic now looking to defend in the basement. Velocity back on attack. Looking to grab themselves another win and cause a little bit of an opening. Follow Darty in his Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Does see shots coming from someone.
I would
in
really
the
like
box.
to see
It was a smoke.
some unique use of Dottie's Twitch drone this game. That would make me happy.
What Twitch drone? Why unique use? What
Not necessarily his Twitch drone, but any drone.
any drone. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
10 seconds to go.
He is just checking out the artwork.
Well,
5
I
seconds
personally
to
would have
go.
parked it where the music is. It's relaxing, but
Attackers
the
are
hallway
now
works, I
bomb
guess.
diffuser. Attackers are moving out to locate
Yeah.
a bomb and defuse it.
Couple of holes being made in some floors and barricades being put on kitchen doors. Thermite should be making his beeline there in a minute. Actually gonna thermite one of the tunnel entrances, so we're definitely gonna see someone going through there. Otherwise that is a massive waste of thermite. It doesn't even draw attention around. They can't even hear that that's gone off from the entrance. So they will not know that's open unless someone goes out down there. So there's no reason for them to look into it. Now, droning around the rest of the map. Is there anyone roaming around? Anyone that shouldn't be on these upper floors? There is one player in the cash
mute
room.
tactic again.
That is a mute. He's in a slightly different location this time around. Will he catch anyone? He's got the diffuser right underneath him and he doesn't realize this. There's an explosion. It's a sledgehammer actually from BC into
Looks like
the
they
room.
got a pretty good idea he was there.
They do. There's a drone right there. Korn sees it. BC now looking for that cheeky pre-fire. Breaks the window. BC's coming in. He's going to go straight out. Gets shot from BC in the server room. Good collapse and nice clear from Velocity. And instantly straight back down and out and into the rest of the bomb site. They know they are clear for a lot more of the map right now.
So, yes, the mutes prevent the drones, but if I know they're in the basement and I see a mute at the top of the stairs, that pretty much just tells me mute is upstairs.
Yeah, I completely agree with that,
Right.
but they hadn't spotted the mute thing until they'd already spotted him.
Okay.
Korn's drone spotted him before he spotted the actual mute jammer. So we do see Canadian underneath that trapdoor with his heartbeat sensor. He is tracking Lamel at the moment, which is why they're all staying hidden from that stairwell. He's also, of course, looking for the inevitable thermite in the kitchen, so he can C4 underneath it, but Velocity are not making that mistake again. They are backing away. BC picks up one early kill on Jinjin. Drops down through a hole. There's a downed player, but it will be executed by Damie. BC is now down in the utility tunnel as well, and there are a couple of trapped members of Velocity here underneath that drop down. Canadian now in that hole in the wall, gets slaughtered by Korn, but Damie will finish off Dardy in response. 2v2 as there's one player down. Korn gets another kill. And Damie is the last man standing until Jamjar has something to say about it. And the Velocity guys again win another very quick attacking round.
They're certainly the most aggression we've seen so far.
Oh, that's got to be rough.
Yeah.
Jaeger peeks the corner, the Thatcher grenade gets thrown, he gets his gun back out, and then he shoots you. Not going to be happy with your aim on that one. So I feel like Velocity is a Z team to me.
Z team.
Am I not wrong? Zed would go in aggressive very early in rounds, and it would often backfire for him because he was alone and he'd lose firefights.
Right.
Velocity are going in very early on and aggressively in rounds. Arguably, their first guy is winning a lot of firefights, but even if he's not, the rest of them are there to back him up, and they are killing people and slaughtering things very quickly.
The second you see a Velocity member die or survive, get a kill, it's pretty quick to follow up on the kill board with everybody else.
Yeah, which is really hard to do with the spectator camera. Just putting that out. So
Someday for a minimap.
one day. Well, even that, it's the fact that as soon as one person dies, I'm kicked back up to third person and I have to select them through again.
Right.
It's just very hard to jump from player to player after death.
It needs some forgiveness, right, when somebody dies, for sure.
100%. So, 3 rounds to 1. Velocity pulling ahead. Down into the basement again they go. Do have a couple of players upstairs just for prep, but now they start to vanish. Lamel so far has opened up the kills in all of their defending rounds. And he is still the only player on the top floor right now. He decides to hate jazz music and slaughters that jukebox.
I'm not a fan of that music either.
No, me neither. It's annoying.
It's in that nice little strip club that I like. I like the sound. I like the music in there.
Too much as well. Damie is about to blow open a door. Smoke takes a little bit of damage, but Amy's going to open the bar behind him. MTC now in the garage, already firing in towards the bar. Lots of people in. Smoke charge goes off somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where, but he immediately sprints back past another pair of bullets coming through from the doorway. And has done a good job delaying them for another minute. This time doesn't get the kill. This time he starts praying onto Canadian again. Neither of them actually get the kill, but Smoke is getting lower and lower with each one of these pushes. But ultimately staying alive. Puts another smoke charge. First time we've seen a pro player preemptively use smoke charges as a trap.
Right, but it's, I mean, his last one, I don't necessarily agree with that plan, but the his one before was definitely kind of a scapegoat, like a, poof, I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know, which is definitely a good idea on the stairs. You make a quick little last stand, you don't get the kill, you get the kill, you puff and go.
I mean, this last one, I actually do kind of like, because it's not to peek, it's not going to puff and go. It's, oh, they're pushing the stairs, I just use it as a smoke cover and hold them off. But he did just waste it, put it down way too early.
Right.
Just planted it, just like triggered it, and there's no one in those stairs right now. See, Damie up top, very much above them. Thermite also there. Damie drops down, does see Lamel and wins the firefight this time around. So, Canadian actually getting the kill, but Jamjar now pushes and Jamjar will answer with a kill of his own. Good trade back and forth by Velocity again. No one else had followed the drop down there on Damie, so he hasn't got the support yet. And we're back to 4v4 with everyone stuck upstairs for Mythic. Found bomb B. They have blown open a lot of the trapdoors now. One coming from the utility tunnel. Dardy is trying to pre-aim up into it, but the pre-fire is coming from Canadian. Grenades coming down the hallway. Dardy finds a peek and gets his head blown clean off. Korn is now there doing the same thing though and returns the favor onto Canadian. Now, quick kill from BC onto Gingy, and we've got a man advantage for Velocity. Both members for Mythic are downstairs and they've got 25 seconds on the clock. Ash and Thermite. Thermite's got the diffuser and they know where he is because he's trying to pre-fire into the utility, but there's no one there. Now, Bandit on the other side of the wall will finish off Mystical through a tiny little kill hole, and it is all on Young. who dies before I can switch the camera back. Jam Jar shoots him back through the bar. Tiny little hole, but it's all he needs. And we do get match point for Velocity already with a 4-1 lead. Is this surprising you? Don't you stick? That's where you
I
expected?
know Velocity is a very strong team. I'm not super familiar with Mythic. I've seen their names around, but I do know damn well that Velocity is a very strong North American team. So it's not too surprising that they can play the crap out of this map.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but right now, they do seem like the most above everyone else team we've had in both EU and NA.
Right. Their attacks are very coordinated. Even their defense was very well thought out. I think they honestly got a little overconfident, let their guard down, got bored, and let Mythic step on their face on that one defense round.
I'd say this even after we saw Dat Flamers go 5-0 against one of the favorites for the EU tournament.
Right.
But Velocity, they're just doing it with such extra speed and confidence that I feel
Right, exactly.
they are that bit stronger.
Again, Jam Jar is the first person we've seen breakdance in the Pro League. So
That is true. That
he
is
was
true.
a little confident. He was, and again, I think they sort of almost maybe got a little too confident on that defense. But their attacks very much show organization, synergy, coordination. It's more so than we've seen with a decent amount of gameplay so far. So we'll see what happens.
We will. Here comes our attacking squad once again. Let's follow Darty on Twitch. Gary's in through this room again, where he left his drone last time around. So he knows it's completely safe once more. Into the bar he heads. Mystical is upstairs though. Does anybody know where? Jam Jar is about to spot him. There we go. Jam Jar finds him. And immediately Darty starts to send his drone that way too. They want to close in on him. Let's watch him, see if and when anyone finds him. Darty spraying through from the bar already. Just randomly though, doesn't know where exactly he is. The longer he stays alive, the more paranoia he puts in Velocities ahead, and the less time they're going to have to push the objectives.
But as we've seen, he'd have to stay alive for a long time for them to run out of time to push the objective.
And to be completely fair, it doesn't look like Velocity care. They're pushing straight in already. Jam Jar picks up 1 kill on Canadian, but then will get down by Young. Young will go and finish him off with a shotgun, and the rest of Velocity are already still pushing the objective. Damie kills Lamel as Trapdoor in the bar is being blown by Korn, and Darty is there. Mystical is still sitting off to one side, doing a whole lot of nothing. BC has got him arguably pinned, but he's just sitting in the same spot, watching not a whole lot of much right now. BC then opens up the main door. Still keep an eye in that direction because he knows it's there. Goes to the camera that Darty's already killed. And Mystical is still there. These 3 members of Velocity are definitely scared of him. The 2 beforehand didn't seem to care so much and went straight in towards the objectives and have lost their lives because of it. BC then on his drone checking the other side is now a little bit convinced that Mystical may no longer be around, but I assure you he is, and he's finally decided that it's time to push towards the bar.
Bounce.
He's checking behind him just in case. It's not going to be there. Korn takes out Damie with a drop down, and again there's a second player in there. Now they're making their push into the A-bomb site. They've got the diffuser on Twitch, and they're in fact planting the diffuser. So Mystical waited way too long. All 3 members of Velocity are inside this A-bomb site, and it's going to be a very, very tough retake now for Team Mythic. Mystical is downstairs finally, but it's going to be led the charge by Rook, and he's going to get slaughtered. This turn in. Mystical, he's waiting for Young. Mystical peeks around the corner. He's got an idea behind the table. Can't land the shot. Damie can't land his either, but both of them are taking a lot of damage here. Young now trying to go out the far side. More shots going to rattle past. Bandit in a second. Bandit drops very quickly, and Young now has 3 to find on his own. Looks for 1. Does get the first one with an invisible gun. Let's go back. Still invisible. Never mind. He goes for the second one. Twitch will find him, though. Darty ends it, and with a quick 5-1, Velocity have taken an easy map number 1.
You can't go up against the F2 with your bare hands. Can't do it.
Bare hands. Bare hands against the easy peasy famous play.
Yep.
Velocity really did make that look easy. Korn 6-1-1. There's plenty of few deaths for the rest of the squad, but Korn, he doesn't feel like dying today.
But you can tell just all around strong team. They all had a positive KD. Most of them had a pretty significant one. I think the worst was like 6-5. They were all doing their part, all getting kills, all staying alive, and pushed very much as one unit.
Yeah, 100%. So that was map number 1 done and finished. Clubhouse. As far as bomb selection goes, slight surprise from Velocity when they went upstairs to the cash room. It was the only round they actually lost.
And
but they did still seem to have a very solid plan for it.
I do think it was a great idea. Again, I think they kind of just got overconfident and let it slide. I really think it was a great layout, a great idea, and an honestly awesome way to defend those bombs. They just sort of got bored waiting to the last couple seconds, were kind of screwing off, and then Mythic completely took advantage of it.
Yeah, 100%. I need to, and I just forgot this, swap the map. There we go, switch to Oregon. Apparently the teams are meant to swap sides, but they are not doing it. So we'll let the admins poke them and deal with that, and they will swap.
Right.
Let's talk about Oregon, and then it's the up-and-coming map. We did dig on it a couple of times before. We did just see it from Astral and reported.
Mm-hmm.
Having seen Velocity play now, having seen Mythic play on that previous map, how, if at all, do you feel this is going to go down differently or the same to
I think
Clubhouse?
judging by if Mystical continues to be the roamer, he doesn't quite have that timing down of when to wait and when to push. He waited so long and was so scared to move out that he ended up just kind of crawling back to the point with the rest of his team for no reason. When he could have at some point probably made a very aggressive play. A map like Oregon, where again, roamers can play such a big part, and Velocity is probably going to move so quickly. I think if he does roam, he's probably just going to kind of get stomped
doesn't
over.
even have that confidence or that prowess to get back in
He's
and do it.
clearly intimidated by maybe Velocity as a whole, or I don't know, but
Definitely, because I mean, at that point, that was the last round. They were getting destroyed by that point. It was all or nothing. So yeah, there's definitely
could be in his head.
Fear and paranoia in there. And I want to also touch on, I mean, the Clubhouse ultimately is a rather underplayed map. I'm going to say. Oregon, we know everyone plays that. Everyone knows
It's
that.
been almost every matchup.
Now, this could work in Mythic's favor because it means they understand it better, or they're better at it, or they prefer it. It could also work against them with Velocity just destroying them, flattening them because of how perfect they've got their cohesion and plans and strategies down.
I mean, with how aggressive they are, if they play roamers too, I don't know how Mythic will be able to handle them. Even if they play tight together, I think it will kind of be a Venus flytrap style. You touch them and just go. So, but I think we're ready.
We are ready. Both teams swap sides, and we are now back into our second map. Oregon for Mythic eSports versus Velocity eSports. Velocity eSports won that first map and are obviously 1 game up. Can they take our first 2-0 of the North American PC Pro League?
Pulse coming out.
Can they? Can they take it? That's my question.
Oh,
it wasn't meant to be, but now I thought it will be. I'm gonna ask it.
we talking Velocity?
Will Velocity take the first 2 over the North American Pro League?
I Velocity's I think going to be a heavy contender for sure. Will they take it? Couldn't tell you. Will they be a high contender? Probably.
All right.
Will Pulse be useful this round? No one knows.
I think the way I see the Pulse. What?
Okay.
All right. Pulse, I was going to say, I see him sitting under this trapdoor with the heartbeat center blowing up the thermite as soon as he tries to plant it. But they have already blown that trapdoor.
Okay. Very interested to see this, dare I say it, kind of like a hipster strategy?
Definitely a hipster strategy.
That's going to be different. I mean, we've seen the second that's open and they have control of the top, it is not usually good for any defending team, ever.
What are you reinforcing this wall for?
So this should be interesting. I mean, Pulse, this is the perfect map for Pulse, in my opinion, because it's huge with a bunch of small rooms. He can see through every wall, through every floor, through every single little doorway, and it's the perfect map for Pulse, because he can disappear quickly, he can be somewhere else, and he can see everybody through walls.
Sees a heartbeat straight underneath them. And it's already Ash. Ash is in the bomb site. But Canadian is there to answer and kill BC very quickly. Dadi went down. So it wasn't Ash, it was Twitch that was in the bomb site. Lamel kills off Damie. what is going on in this map. And it's not happening on my screen, that's for sure. Young kills off Lamel. Now we got Korn. He's got the diffuser. He's the important man. And Thermite's there with him. Velocity have been torn apart right now with only getting the 1 kill. 4 versus 2. And we haven't even broken the 1 minute mark yet.
Certainly a way to throw them off their game.
100%.
Especially as we were saying before, this is the map where every single team more or less plays the same exact strategy, and Mythic totally mixed it up.
Yeah.
And again, not their pick, Velocity's pick.
Velocity's pick. So, Shinji spotted in the meeting room. But there's more people on this floor. Canadian's up in the armory. Shinji's still in there. Mystical hasn't been spotted in the kitchen, but he's going to have a look across the gap. Didn't see him there. Shinji's now swapped to the other side. Dances back a little way too. He's got that P90s. There's a lot of bullets going to be coming Thermite's way if he chooses to peek. Thatcher can't get into the garage thanks to Canadian shooting through the floor with Pulse. Decides to peek out. Still hasn't seen Mystical. Now he's going to know he's there. That
Wow,
shot,
that's a return.
That's how you react.
Oh my God, Korn.
Goes for a couple of shots onto Jinji again through that side. Can't get it. Now he's joined by Thatcher. They both drop straight through the hole that's already been made into the spray of Young, and down go Velocity. Round number 1. I still don't entirely know what started that off, but hey ho, it worked out very well for Mythic, however it was done.
Don't know what just happened.
Twitch was inside the bomb bay. Dandy died inside the bomb as far as I could tell by seeing like his silhouette through the floor.
Right,
so fast.
It's like they saw it open, so they all just ran down it. I don't understand at all what just happened. I mean,
there is
get
the off chance, and this may be why it was done. It crossed my mind, but I didn't know if I want to say it. If they didn't expect it to be open, because I wouldn't have expected it to be open, did he just sprint into that lobby and fall down it by accident?
He could have. Definitely could have.
I would have probably done it. Like, who the hell opens that floor? I didn't ever expect that.
No, you expect to be reinforced.
I'd have been watching the meeting floor, watching all the other doorways and stuff, watching the stairs, and just fallen in the hole.
Very well could have. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to win them the whole match, because I feel like that definitely just put Velocity off their game for a minute, but I don't think they'll play the same if they do that again. Granted, they can't because they just won that round.
Yeah, exactly.
But definitely a great way to start off.
So, Armory being locked down by BC again. Now we see Lamel and Korn going out into that tunnel, planting that barbed wire that we saw be incredibly powerful in the previous round against Zed. And Lamel again using these slightly preemptive smokes in locations he knows they're going to be relatively safe, and then going off somewhere else, waiting for the call to trigger it. Gem Jar, where are you? You're down in the basement as well. So it is only BC who's upstairs in the bedrooms that is not down in the basement. So that's a 4-man basement defense from Velocity.
Lamel. Sorry, I had to get that out. You need to say the name.
Lamel.
Lamel.
Is now coming upstairs. The drones are checking the tower.
Interesting, didn't take the shotgun, took the FMG-9.
Yeah, he did. BC opens up the kills with 1 player that's coming up the back stairs, taking down Sledge, who is pretty damn strong on this map, thanks to how destructible the walls are.
For sure.
And now they know where he is. Are they going to do anything about it? They've got 1:45 left, so if they want to go for him now, they need to decide, because they are still incredibly spread out over both front and back ends of this map. What are you going to do, Mythic? Where you going to go, buddy? Lamel is being collapsed in on by a couple of players who want to take control of this tower. Can he take either of them down with him? Let's find out. No!
Wow, beautiful peek.
Very nicely done by Daimi.
See you later, Lamel.
Down he goes. 4v4. But they are down to their final minute now. And they have to take control of the rest of the map. They still have a BC running around upstairs. They know he's there somewhere. They haven't done anything to try and find him. Here he comes. He's looking for that push. Twitch is so incredibly close, but he's on the other side of the wall.
Do it, BC. Do it.
Young and Twitch in the...
Another.
Oh, very nice shot.
Another
Young.
just ready for the headshot.
Jamjar now shooting up through the hole in the floor. Was made by Thermite. Thermite peeks and pre-fires the stairs behind him. He goes for the kill but can't get it. Mystical will peek and finish him off. Now it's on to Dardy. Inside here with the Super 90. The diffuser in the corner. The smoke's coming out. He's looking for the diffuser. Can't get either. Damie knifes Korn and Young finishes off Dardy. Didn't know where to look.
That was, we managed to really cap the 1v1s there, and that was a lot of just not winning gunfights by Velocity. It wasn't so much any particular strategy by either side, more or less just they did not win a single 1v1. It wasn't a lot of like team collapsing down on various players. It was just two people peaked, and Velocity lost every single one of them.
Yeah, very nice peek from Twitch, very nice peek from Thermite, who picked up the first two of those on the roamers.
Right.
And then, yeah, at the end there, Dardy comes around the corner with the Super 90. He's like, yeah, I got two. I can't choose. Shoot between the middle. Shoot in the middle. In the middle. In the middle. Oh, damn it.
Which happens to a lot of people.
Oh, yes. It happens a lot. But it doesn't win rounds.
No, it does
So,
not.
Mythic go 2-0 up to start this round off on Oregon. Can they keep the momentum going? Or will we see things start to swing back into Velocity's favour? Have they figured out the setup that Mystical are going to use? I say Mystical, I mean Mythic, because that's the team name. Mystical's the player name. They are, of course, upstairs. No other crazy fancy bomb site strategies like we saw from Astral here. But we do see some very spread out players. 3 members of Mythic downstairs, make that 2 members as Jaeger heads up. And Velocity, you got to make your attack in. 2 from construction, 2 from the street. And 1 or 2 drones still on walkabouts. Jinji coming downstairs, finds a drone, kills it. The defuse. Wow, Lamel immediately nukes out Jinji, giving up control of that garage. Jinji or Young could have been upstairs shooting through the floor, but they chose not to. And he pays for it with his life very, very quickly into the round. Velocity wasting no time on getting inside. Use it. Picked up the back. Canadian and Mystical though still downstairs as well. Maybe killing 1 person down here would have let Velocity off their guard. Maybe they won't be expecting 2 people now.
Oh, that beautiful pick by Lamel again.
Mel through the hole that was made by Mystical with their C4. Dardy now. He is who we're going to go look at because he's going to run into Mystical. He's dead before I can get to him. Let's look at Ash. Lamel has picked up 2 kills so far. Can he get the 3rd? It will be 4v2 if he can. He knows roughly where Mystical is, thanks to his friend's brain splattered all over the wall.
Drone is ready to go. The attacker's bomb diffuser
Chooses
has
to
been
back
dropped.
away a little way.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Playing juggle the diffuser. Makes for a sprint. He's going to know exactly where he is, but it means he can get upstairs. Oh, and he gets dropped by Damie this time around. Very, very nice shot as Korn starts to blow a hole from the meeting room into the objective, and Young is on the other side of it with very, very low health.
One
Gets
good wall
spotted.
spray there.
Here's the wall spray. Is it going to come? It's a bit too late.
Way too late.
Way too late. Young gets back out and into the safety of the closet, but again, there's a lot of pressure that's being given up now. BC coming up some stairs. Jamjar in the tower, trying to spray through windows if he can get an opening. He has hit Damie really, really hard, apparently. No, he hasn't. This is just a bug on Damie's health bar. No health off Damie here.
Interesting.
Not so much off Young either. That was a health bug on her. But either way, she is known. Damie is suspected. Young going all the way around outside as a way to get out of that trapped position. Then up and back in through the window. Very nice play by Young. And Mystical opens it up with another kill while we're watching that little flank. So 3v2 with 20 seconds left on the clock, and Velocity do not have the diffuser. They trade 1 for 1 as Damien picks up Korn. BC takes out Mystical. Now Frost is around the corner with Super 90, misses the first kill, and he's out of bullets. Young and MTC go up 3 rounds to 0. And I take back everything I said about Velocity looking like our favorite.
It's
There's clearly a
getting-
very strong map bias between these two teams.
And once again, we're looking at
The opposites of who picked them.
the opposites of who picked. It's just, for some reason, confidence is there on maps that shouldn't be, apparently. It happened with Velocity, Astral, RR, and Mythic now.
All right. Can they keep it going, though? 5 rounds straight is a lot of rounds.
As many bombs as they can.
They are now back defending somewhere. Where are they defending? Defending the basement, because they are yet to successfully defend anything. Tidy. Trapdoor under the trapdoor. 2 of them.
Interesting.
He really doesn't want anyone dropping through that floor. See where the third one goes. He's already put the third one down. Okay, that must have been in the normal spot. Please tell me it was in the normal spot, Daddy.
I'd like to hope so.
Yep.
10 seconds left.
Yep. We see BC looking for a little spot to find himself and hide himself.
5 seconds left.
Taking out a drone or two along the way.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers
Not sure what that window shot
locate
was
a bomb
about, but
and defuse
right.
it.
Really didn't like that window.
Looked funny. Still droning in. Amy checking all the windows, a little bit of pre-fire before he goes. BC killing another drone. They're still tracking him slowly but surely around the top side of the house. It is slowing them
Attackers
down
dropped the diffuser.
drastically right now, so they're trying to find this bandit. But they don't know where he is. And more importantly, they don't know where everyone else is, and that scares them just as much. Drone straight past him. Tries to stay hidden. He's on.
We saw him.
He sees him now.
Did a
Shoots
little
that camera.
leg thing.
1 minute, and now we're finally starting to make our way inside the building.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
See, being checked out by more drones now. They're just throwing them at him. And here comes a player. Sledge from across the other building breaks the window. BC has to turn and run. Now they're putting some pressure on him, but they've used up half the round before doing so. Lamel, don't do it. Oh, Lamel
the
peeks and actually
timing.
gets the dink, but it's not a full kill. He has taken Sledge so incredibly low.
Very unlucky timing on Canadian's part.
100%. The second he looks away from that gap. Here comes Lamel again, looking for a possibility. But the lobby's been breached by Damie. He's coming through that way. Thermite is also in there. Jam jar on the stairs. Gets a couple of spray through the wall. Isn't enough.
The attackers bomb
And
diffuser
now
has been dropped.
Canadian is under pressure, being stuck upstairs. But there's 2 players here with him. Right, Thermite going off on the hole in the floor. Couple of shots dinking down onto him
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
from somewhere. He's not sure where. From the stairs. From Jamjar. Damie does drop as the first casualty. And Lamel has been downed. Jinjin finishes him off as they've gone to help out. Jamjar will finish off Young now. That's the Thermite down, but he has done his job and used both of his charges. Jinji now blowing the top of the stairs with only 20 seconds left to go. Rook just had to turn back and run away as BC gets another kill. And now Mystical returns it onto BC. 3 versus 2.
Seconds to go.
15 seconds. The diffuser's been picked up. They've got to get in. Smoke's going through, but there's kill holes underneath them. 10 seconds, and they cannot drop through that trapdoor because there's 2 traps underneath him from Dadi. Jamdia picks up Jinji. That's the diffuser down, and with 2 seconds, there's no way Mystical can get this kill. Now he drops onto the traps, but it don't matter because Velocity have got themselves their first round on the board.
To the time. He was done anyway, though. Looks like Dottie's traps worked after all. He had a couple more seconds anyway.
Yeah, whether he knew the traps were there, I don't know if he saw them, so that's why he didn't drop or not, I'm not sure. But it would have definitely done the job. Is this the reverse sweep of Velocity? Or is this just a minor hiccup on the road to victory for Mythic? We're about to find out. Round number 5 is underway. We are defending the basement again for Mythic. Let's wait and watch how the attack unfolds. They're doing a very similar strategy again for their defense, but they have no frost, so there's no traps on the board for them.
But it looks like they're going to reinforce it now. So I think that really was just a let's get out and surprise the crap out of them for a round win type of defense.
I think so.
Because now they're playing it the normal way, reinforce it, and reinforce the back wall.
10 seconds.
I don't think they did reinforce the back wall, actually.
Oh, no, they did not.
No, I did check, but they didn't.
5 seconds.
But yes, they definitely reinforced that floor, and yeah, it worked for them. Go for it. Do something a little bit
Yeah,
crazy.
absolutely.
Figure something out, and then go back to your standard. And it did give him a nice little springboard to leave control of this map off of. Let's take a look at everyone's scores. Duddy not having a good game at all, but Damie Young with mystical support really putting the team in their backpack and going to town. To be fair, Lamel has been consistent throughout the 2 maps so far, but it's not particularly outstanding for Velocity.
Dottie, just in case you watch this later, at some point, know that I will make fun of you relentlessly if you goose egg this match. That's a promise, for sure.
I think that is 100% fair.
Yeah.
What's a little bit of goose egging between friends? Mystical is on the top floor. Thatcher is up here with him. So is Sledge. Sledge will find out, get a bit of a peek. They're both down to about half health now because of it. That means BC is going to turn and run now. Mystical is still locked away in the corner. Lamel opens up the scoring again, taking out Gingy. Lamel on this on this Ash is deadly with these early kills. Now, sending his drone upstairs, try and support BC. See if they can find out exactly where Mystical is hiding. And spoiler, he's in the same spot you shot him from before. He hasn't been able to get out anywhere since. BC walks through his crosshairs, but it don't matter. He found the headshot, despite already being really low.
I thought he had that on BC.
I thought he was dead, yep. I thought that was all we wrote for BC.
And once again, that's something we hadn't seen a lot, and we're surprised about is the whole pushing a drone with your teammates rather than using your own drone a couple feet in front of you, and it worked beautifully for them.
Yeah, really nicely done. So 5v3 because of that. They do start pushing in towards the stairs and the bomb site. Darty still not got a kill to his name, but they do blow the trapdoor now. Can he change this? Lamel says, no, I'm going to get another one. Damie now down to Lamel. Only 2 players left. Darty looking for the peak. Does have the diffuser instead, so he's going to go for the team play, and that's definitely the better choice. Canadian walks straight into BC's crosshairs and will be dropped as the spray keeps continuing. Young now with 5 and a diffuse to find. It's not going to happen. Velocity take a second round, and we're up to 3 and 2. They are definitely here to stay.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's that attacking power that we saw on the last map, finally coming back out from Velocity.
Yeah, with each and every kill, they just took lumps out of that map. They just kept pushing in. They just kept going again. And they got the plant down and all the kills they needed with plenty of time to spare because of it. So, back to our fantastic 5 for Mythic. They got to win this round to control their lead, or they will even the tables and risk the reverse sweep. They've gone for this interesting bomb site that we haven't seen much of, but did see once more today, earlier on.
And they're actually reinforcing that back wall of the small tower, which I'm curious to see how it plays out, having that walled off.
I can't see a bad reason to wall that off. Or like I can't see a bad way of this map playing out with that walled.
Right.
If that's words in English and sentence.
It wasn't really, but I'm going to let it go.
Gonna let it slide. So a little hole broken into the toilets by Velocity for their defense here. See if they can use that too well. BC in there at the moment. quickly makes a move as the drones start scouting in and around. He's actually going to head his way upstairs and downstairs again. Velocity then kind of spread out in this part of the map right now, but ultimately very, very close to the bombs if they need to get back. Here comes the Mythic squad. Right into the arms of Dadi and his Super 90.
That's not a good person to have to push.
No, it's not.
Or a gun.
Takes a couple of grenades inside, but it's not enough for the damage. Let's wait and see if they make their move. Still 2 minutes. They haven't killed anyone on either side yet. Definitely does not look like the same Mythic we saw in the other attacking rounds. They are not so sure about this, as Dadi gets downed by another great grenade and finished by a follow-up grenade from Young. Bouncing it off that laundry basket because they knew he was in the corner thanks to some drones earlier on. Down he goes again and is 1 round closer to Goose Egging.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Young is going to thermite in through those freshly reinforced walls. There is a nice big hole in that. Now, Korn taking a lot of shots. He will, in fact, lose Young out through the window to BC. Let's switch it up and go to Canadian, because Canadian's about to walk around the corner on BC's backside. BC is already down, though. Canadian steals the kill. But it don't matter in a team game. 3 versus 4 for our defending side. 3 versus 3 to either side. As Jamjar takes out Damie. Now Jamjar's going to peek and get a second kill as we are now watching this monster unfold. 40 seconds and they've got to get in and plant the diffuser. Ash has been so incredibly damaging before, but Mystical can't do the same as they line up.
2 headshots. Beautiful play by Jamjar.
4 kills
4
in that
kills
round
out of
for
5.
Jamjar, and we are 3 rounds apiece. That nice little lineup there for the round ending. They have got to be happy with this comeback. Velocity definitely found their stride on him.
Right.
Pulse been picked then by our defending side now. Orange team back down into the laundry room are Mythic.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Can they dig their heels back in? Can they regain their footing in this game and take the 4th round? Put themselves 1 win away from the game. Are Velocity going to keep on stomping on? All the same reinforcers coming out from Mythic. All the same little drone spots coming out for Velocity.
10 seconds to insertion.
Damie will reinforce up the door to construction instead of darting out there and putting down some barbed wire like we saw previously.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb. Attackers drop the diffuser.
Deploying ADS.
Here comes our attacking force. Tardy inside and downstairs. Looking to check the upstairs armory. As it is, there is both a Pulse, who is right next to Dadi.
It's going to be a fast one for Dadi, I think.
Yep,
Sorry,
down
buddy.
he goes. Pulse and a Smoke, who's Smoke flanking right around behind them. This is going to have to be very well timed, but could be completely decimating for the Velocity push. And this Pulse, who is still up here in the bedrooms, looking to track another couple of players. He's 1 in the lobby. Does he know how many other Velocity players are upstairs with him? He doesn't, but Damie does, and Damie takes out one of them. The Mel goes down. In fact, that was down in the basement. What were you pushing the basement for when there's 2 of your players still on the top floor? I do not know. There we go. Drone from Jamjar does find Canadian here in the bedroom. he's going to go hunting. Sprint straight through the meeting room, down and into the kitchen. But there's an immediate drop hole and velocity.
God.
BC falls onto Pulse's head, can't get the kill in time, and Mystical rubs salt in the wound by taking out Korn as well. One member left up, and it's Jamjar, and he ain't up for long. 4 rounds to 3 then in favor of Mythic. They decided to put a halt to that hype train, and Velocity immediately stopped their win streak.
Maybe it's because our sound is so low for the game, but I was the fact that Pulse just ran backwards through that drop down to just shotgun the crap out of him surprised the crap out of me.
Yeah, I didn't expect that drop down above him to be
No.
open.
I knew it was open. I just didn't think they were dropping down. And I don't know how he was so ready for it, but that was pretty awesome to watch. Again, maybe he could hear a lot more than we could. That was pretty funny to me.
Yeah,
Kind of just bicycle stepped his way. Little moonwalk.
Moonwalk kill. So, back down into the basement for one final, possibly stand for Velocity. It's win or even it up. 1 map apiece. Can Mystical do it without going into overtime? Mystical and friends on Team Mythic.
10 seconds left.
Let's watch and find out.
5 seconds left.
This is supposedly Seed 7 Velocity against Seed 4 Mythic, so
Interesting.
it is already going very much a different way to what we expected, considering how that first map unfolded, if you take the seeding into account.
Right.
But let's see how it continues to unfold, as we are 15 seconds into round number 8. Lots of members, let's not watch PC, that camera's horrible. Lots of members of Velocity staying down within the basement, as everyone else is here pushing from upstairs for Mythic. Canadian check-in completely other ends of the map, making sure it's completely safe. It is. Amy and everyone else droning through the tower, keeping an eye on those locations and making sure they're safe from there. They're cleaning the top floor again once more, making sure there's no surprises, but they are doing it so slowly that they're down to their 2nd minute remaining, chipping away at that timer without getting anywhere near the objective yet. So let's see how they choose to speed it up. Lamelt with a cheeky peek up the top of the stairs. Is he going to see anyone on his way back down?
Those cheeky peeks.
So risky. He is not going to land the shot though, but he comes back. Twitch looks for the spray, does tag either one of them, but that would be crazy to peek again if you were Lamelt. Throws a charge up at the top of the stairs. It doesn't stop the explosion that goes off above its head. We'll detonate it once more, and there's only 1 minute and 10 seconds left now for Mythic to push in and down to the objective with the diffuser. Damie goes up the far end. Thermite's going to follow. Sledge is still miles away, and Ash is here above the hole. Thatcher nading down and in through the deadly kill hole we all have come to hate. Ash coming back that way too. Sledge coming back that way too. Thermite as well, and only Damie's left at the back stairs. Doesn't need anything more. Here we go, let's follow the diffuser. It is on Sledge. He's got to get down, he's got to plant, and they've got 35 seconds to do it.
30 seconds with 10 people on the board still.
10 people indeed. Dardy and BC are right underneath these holes. Diffuser's been dropped. Mystical's at the bottom of the stairs. Darty is around there to his right. 20 seconds. Here comes the peaks. They're looking for the frost trap. Darty kills one. Darty gets dropped by Jin though. And Jin's got the diffuser. Can he get in to start planting? No, there's a trap
Right
there. Down goes the diffuser. There's another one that dropped through the trap door. That was Thermite, and he was on a trap. And Jamjar gets Canadian to take us into overtime.
It is incredible that that has to be the most consistent place to put that trap, yet it must get the most kills.
Well, they did stop to try and look at it, but as he looked at it, Darty got his first kill of the round.
Right, which totally set them off.
Yeah, it did set him off, and that means he pulled his aim away from looking at that trap to shoot Darty. Then he thought it's clear and stepped straight on into it.
Exactly, bringing them into that OT.
So,
Velocity stepping back up.
4 rounds apiece. It now becomes a best of 3 system. Who can win 2 rounds to win the map? Is it going to be Velocity, who go 2 and 0? Is it going to be Mythic to level it out 1 map apiece? And
Are
to
these
take
actually
all 4?
rhetorical this time, or are you asking? Okay, all right.
Actually rhetorical.
Last time, I guess I left you hanging.
All 4 teams at the top of the table will have 1 point, should this game be a draw as well. We will watch with bated breath. Excitedly wait to find out
10 seconds remaining.
while this thrilling drone phase unfolds.
5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers recovered the bomb
So,
diffuser. Attackers' objective is to
here they
locate
come.
a bomb
All from the street is the push from Velocity. Everyone making their way. Canadian is upstairs again with his funky pulse strategy. Mystical is right next to the spawn door, coming in from the lobby. Lamel is in. Dottie is there. Dottie takes a little bit of damage, but he can't get the kill, and that's going to be smoked down. Went for the big play, couldn't make it count, paid for it with his life.
There's not the place you want to get stuck with an SMG-11.
No, Pulse coming down the stairs now. Didn't see the one person, but he's seen 3 people
Whoa.
on the stairs.
Canadian!
That's
What are you
the play.
doing?
That's what he wanted to go for in round 1. Young gets another one, and immediately there's only 1 member of Velocity left. He is stuck on the stairs amongst all the dead bodies of his comrades. He does manage to take out Gingy from behind, but he's got 2 minutes to find 3 other players. Canadian, that was absolutely insane. Sprints down and gets all of them. That jet out.
Honestly, the way he started off, I thought he was just kind of going to whiff it down the stairs and instead just demolished
If
their
that
faces.
first shot hadn't downed the first guy, he ran straight past him, so he got so lucky. Young now looking for the shots onto the stairs, won't land enough of them, gets downed himself. Canadian is now there on the right with the heartbeat sensor, looking for the next cheeky peek. It's not going to come yet.
I can't decide if I hate or love that phrase, cheeky peek.
Young has been revived. He's looking for the peaks again now. The spray keeps coming back from Thatcher. Goes in for another reload. 1 minute 20. Still a lot of time for one player to play with. But he's got to find 3 kills. 2 of them admittedly are really low health, but the flashbangs are now coming out. Not going to land quite where he wanted it to. Young has decided it's time to stop peeking, and I can't say I don't disagree. In he goes. Canadian has come off of his heartbeat sensor. Hiding in the plant corner, waiting for the plant sounds. MTC. Here comes Canadian with his shotgun.
Just
Picks up the 4th kill of the round and wins round number 1 of overtime for the defenders.
holy Canadian.
Destroyed is all I have for that one. Absolutely brutal round. Why Velocity thought they could get inside and go down the stairs so quickly without objection, I don't know.
And they just did not. They had no reaction to that. I mean, he just sprinted in.
Sprints
and
in,
clicked a
sprints
bunch.
down, and just spam left clicked.
I mean, we know the kill cam's not the most accurate thing in the world, but you know, so maybe on his screen it was a little bit more well-placed shots. Clearly, it
We didn't
worked
even
out
see
very
kill
well.
cam, We were spectating it.
Oh, right, correct. Yeah. Spectating is yeah. But that was that was a hell of a play. Holy crap!
That was quite something. And if it wins them the game, should Mythic win this attack, I am 100% granting this overtime win to
Pulse.
Pulse.
There you go.
Yes. I was trying to think of a more exciting way to say it than just his name, but yes.
All right, you just
No, I failed.
you hit the time
saved
limit,
me.
I think.
I think we're getting very close. I need to unleash my cookies in a minute.
5 seconds left.
Hit a fridge full of Red Bull, and you're gonna go for cookies for energy.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
So,
Must locate and defuse a bomb.
yeah.
Attackers drop the
5 rounds to 4, and our attackers are making their way towards the objective. Mystical on Ash, Canadian on Sledge. they've got to get into this basement. They're coming from the far ends, and they are looking for an opening.
Can we see the scoreboard for a minute there?
Yes, we can.
I haven't seen that for a bit.
Korn still struggling to find too many kills. Darty only with the 2, but the top 3 players on Velocity have clawed this back in for them in the last few rounds. But a good even spread across the board for everyone on Mythic. Let's see if they can keep that trend going. Top floor being completely cleaned out by Young and his drone, while his team pushing it in, guns drawn. Feel content with how that is. Smoke charge is going off again as the meeting hall roof corridor is being opened up once more by Mythic.
Bomb diffuser has been dropped.
And they destroy the barbed wire on the back stairs.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
BC opens up the killing by taking out Canadian. That is one of the attackers down. That is going to put us a little bit closer to a final deciding round if it keeps up this pace. 1 minute 20, and everyone from Velocity is still inside the objective, with BC really, really close by, looking for no one. So,
It's time to get a move on, BC.
Gingy now in the classroom by the main lobby with a minute to go.
Bomb diffuser.
Has Thermite close. BC still a long way away. Mystical is also upstairs just above their heads. But Twitch has decided it's time to push down the backside into a hail of bullets from Jamjar. And Jamjar says no, now is not the time to push down my stairs. And they say okay, and die. Thermite blows this trapdoor hole open as BC is finally starting to make his way back through the kitchen. But is he leaving it too little too late? Here we see Lamel coming into the meeting room, gets Thermite mid-plant on that Thermite charge, and there's only 2 members left for Mythic. They've got 20 seconds to get in and plant or kill all 5 players. It's a mountain.
Big play at this point. Big play.
Absolutely huge. And now they're going for BC. They do kill BC, but they lose their life for it. Now Lamel has to get as much as he can, and he does. He gets enough. We go for a defender winning round 2. And it is 5 rounds apiece. Next round decides it all.
So
Winner
earlier you were
takes the
saying
map.
that that Mythic held up on their map a little bit better than Velocity, but it seems that Velocity has said F that connotation and turned it around on you.
3 players on Velocity have remembered how to play this map.
Right, we haven't quite seen Dottie or Korn do much of anything yet.
No, not been too great from them.
No. But luckily the 3 of them,
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
you know, got their shoulders moving.
It is also a team game, so cannot take anything
Absolutely.
away from them just because their
I mean,
scores are low.
Dottie did have that frost trap that completely prevented the plant on 1 round. So whether or not he's got a lot of kills, one of them did directly prevent a plant.
100% correct. Which is why stats and kills and deaths are not everything, kids.
Of course not.
It's just fun to take the mick out of your friends when they don't get it. So, 10 seconds until our final assault begins.
5 seconds left.
Like
Another-
Zed on this map, right? Way to go, Zed. Great score.
Attackers
Another nice little angle that checks into downstairs here by Frost. And with that hole onto hole down through the floor. And more traps putting down all over the place. Let's switch it up and watch Lamel, because he always seems to get the first kill when he's playing this Ash. He is almost always the first person into the building.
Certainly
as
the right
well.
class for it.
Goes for the door breach at range. There's the shots come spraying through, actually from his teammate with a little bit of pre-fire. But does take out that camera.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Spraying into Gingy, but Canadian peeks out and does a lot of damage to Lamel actually. Really going to slow his movement down. There are 2 players on this floor and 2 more up top. I really like this angle from Damie. Yun up the other end of the building, looking at the stairs. But another nice little spot in the kitchen here from Canadian. Jam Jar is just about to walk through, and it's the timing that's not quite there. Doesn't see where he goes, and Jam Jar's in the toilet, gets 1 kill. Now Mystical's going to get him down in return. Can Mystical get another one? Not before Damie kills BC. 4 defenders left up, 3 attackers. Mystical could make that 2 if he finds this final remaining player. Diffuser has been picked up once more.
It's time for Corn to shine. Let's go, Corn. What you got?
Can he do it? Corn knows roughly where he is, but can't make the opening. We've still got Damie and Young upstairs. Mystical's looking for someone. Jin is just holding his angle. Corn is still waiting. No one's going to come out there. Dadi looking for people on drones. Lamel doing the same thing. Does spot Mystical just around the corner. Mystical sees it, takes out the drone, and now makes a move. Gets downed, but Gingy is now here as well. Can Gingy get
Dadi with the Twitch drone kill.
Twitch drone kill, nicely done. Corn for the shots onto Gingy. Neither of them get the kill, but the pistol comes out. Gingy is so low, does get downed again by Dadi with a Twitch drone.
What is going on?
Everyone getting down, and Dadi's there to finish them off. He's going back into his drone again. Watch him wipe out the team. 35 seconds. They've still got to plant the diffuser, and this Ash has no health. With the final time ticking down the clock, they're pushing the A bomb site. Dadi has the diffuser.
We're about to see a frost trap shine here, I think.
Yeah, this could be it. This timing, when they're down to the last 30 seconds, everyone gets a bit panicked, and they go for it. Damie finishes off Lamel as he comes up the stairs. The grenade isn't going to go far enough in. Going to do a lot of damage to Twitch, and it means it won't kill the trap. Dadi into the trap. Thermat now comes over, picks up the diffuser himself, goes for the spray, but can't get it done. And Mythic
map goes to Mythic.
Yes,
another clutch frost trap. There's a lot Dadi could have worked with.
I'm going to say that wasn't the frost trap. That was the failed grenade.
The failed grenade certainly didn't help.
They knew the trap was in there. They saw that coming, which is why he tried to nail that grenade right on top of it.
But if he knew, he could have just... You can vault over and shoot down, especially with the F2.
But he wanted to vault over and shoot elsewhere.
Well, he's gonna vault over into the trap? I don't think he knew it was there.
You know, well, why was he trying to bounce that grenade off the floor and land it where it did?
Maybe he was just throwing a bad grenade.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry for trying to see the best in our players. And whatever.